Hey, Dave Fortino over here at NetLine. I'm going to quickly guide you through the process of connecting the NetLine portal over into Zoho CRM. Relatively straightforward, so I'm going to minimize my face here and scooch it over. So what we'll do is we will simulate like we are going into your campaign, and I'm just going to click on a campaign that I quickly created called Zoho Connector Demo. We're going to skip over into fulfillment because you've probably already done all of these steps, right? So again, the point of this video is to detail how you can deliver leads that have been sourced across NetLine's platform and feed them into Zoho CRM on a real-time basis. Clearly, only the leads that explicitly meet the criteria that you set up in filters will be delivered to you. And so what we're going to do here is scroll down on the fulfillment page and go to the connector fulfillment step. And so what we'll do is click on this drop down. And Zoho by default isn't terribly popular with our customer base, so it's not pre-built here. It's not to say that it won't be. But for purposes of this discussion, I'm just going to click on Other. And then we're going to hit Edit Setup. And so what you'll see here is a quick API key allowing our system to speak to Zoho or really any other system. And so what we need to do is figure out a few things though, right? We need to figure out where we're going to send the data, the fields and such that we're going to send it. Are there any constant fields and so on? So the first and easiest thing to do is open another browser tab and go over to Zapier. And so if you don't have an account, get one. There's free ones, there's paid ones. The paid ones are really cheap. And if you're using a free one, you can use some limited volume there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say we want to use a webhook by Zapier. A webhook is what it sounds like. It's a way to catch data being sent to Zapier that will then be told by going over here, go to Zoho CRM. But once the data is captured at Zapier, we need to tell it what it wants to do. And so we're going to say catch hook, which means we're literally catching the data from NetLine that NetLine delivers to it. And we want it to do something in Zoho. In this case, my assumption is you're going to want to find or create a lead. It could be find or create a contact, but my assumption is it's going to be a lead. You can review these, you can pick and choose and even test and try different things, but let's go with that. So this little zap is going to show up here. We're going to hit try it. And from there, that's going to pull up a multi-step page and you'll see a few things, right? So the first thing here is this setup trigger. So I'm going to copy this URL. It's been copied to my clipboard. And I'm going to jump back to the portal. I'm going to post that URL in here. Okay, so we've done that. Now I'm going to jump back here and let's hit continue. Now it's going to want to test the trigger. So I'm going to hit test and it's going to say it didn't find anything. So I'm going to jump back to the portal. I'm going to scroll down and simply hit submit. We didn't do anything else here. We're just going to ignore all of that. And now there's a new link that's here that wasn't there before. It says send test. I'm going to hit send test. It's going to pull up a bunch of just test records, right? These are all going to be sent over directly in through that connector. I'm going to hit submit. It will take a second and confirm that it just sent those test records over. So I'm going to close this out. We're going to tab back over into here. We're going to test trigger again. Aha, now the data is in here. So what it's found is it's found a few of those tests. We sent 5. It realistically looks at the first 3. And so you can see everything in here. All the data that we passed it is in here. We will hit continue, which means technically at this point, we've already confirmed that NetLine just sent data real time to Zapier. Now what you need to do is connect Zapier part, the catch hook, into Zoho. And so it looks like you're going to need to be Zoho CRM paying customer. And if that's the case, that's great. And what you want to do here is you're going to decide what you exactly want to do. Um, my assumption is it's either going to be convert a lead. Let's see, update module entry. Yeah, it would probably be convert a lead. And so we'll leave that. We'll pick this one actually. And so we'll hit continue. And this is unfortunately where I need to stop. This is about signing into Zoho. It's going to pop an OAuth, I believe, login. Yeah. And so I don't have a Zoho account. But this is where you'd actually go about doing that, logging in, and that effectively connects Zoho to Zapier, which Zapier is then connected to NetLine. From there, the only other things that you'll need to consider is going back into this and looking at the fields that we're delivering. And first, figuring out, are these fields in the naming conventions that Zoho is receiving them as, meaning that like is city capitalized or lowercase? I don't know Zoho, so you can tell that easily inside the interface. They probably even publish supporting documentation. Beyond that, they may require you to add some constant fields like an API key, something like that. That'll all be addressed in that setup flow within Zapier. And that should be it. You can pass in campaign names and tracking codes and even UTM parameters if you want. At that point, if there are fields that you don't even want to receive, like you maybe don't have a purpose for the street address, you can just remove those, which means we won't be sending that data to Zapier, which means it most certainly won't go into Zoho. So yeah, that's really it. It's pretty straightforward. I know I couldn't show you the Zoho part, but Zapier does continue forward with that progression. There's little tooltips in there to helpfully connect the dots for you. So I hope this was helpful in kind of getting you on your way. And if you need any further assistance or want to walk us through some additional screenshots of the Zoho side, feel free to reach out. Take care. Talk soon. Thanks.